I have a dream. 62 years later, why the fight for equality is not over. Introduction. A moment in history. Today, I stand before you with a deep sense of responsibility, not just to speak, but to remember. I'm honored to join you on a day that will be remembered as one of the greatest gatherings for equality and justice. In our nation's history, we gather not merely to recall the past, but to measure the distance between a dream and reality. Because 62 years ago, on these very steps, a voice echoed across the world. A voice that did not shout in anger, but spoke with hope. That voice belonged to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 62 years later, an uncomfortable truth. But today, 62 years later, we must speak honestly. We must acknowledge a painful truth. The dream is still unfinished. Yes, progress has been made. Laws have changed. Doors once locked are now open. But equality remains incomplete. Too many lives are still crippled by systemic injustice. Too many communities still carry invisible chains. Racial inequality, injustice, and opportunity persists. The gap between the rich and the poor grows wider each year. Immigrants and refugees face walls instead of welcome. Women still fight for equal pay and equal respect. LGBTQ+ individuals continue to struggle for safety and dignity. And climate injustice weighs heaviest on the most vulnerable. The island that never disappeared. 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, Dr. King said that Black Americans lived on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. Today, in 2025, that island has not vanished. In fact, it has grown. It includes people of color, low-wage workers, women and single mothers, rural communities and forgotten urban neighborhoods. It includes those displaced by economic change, and those ignored by political systems that promised representation. The chains may look different now, but they still bind. New challenges, old wounds. We face challenges that Dr. King could not have imagined in this form. Unchecked policing that scars entire communities. Threats to voting rights that silence voices. Misinformation that divides neighbors into enemies. A climate crisis that punishes those who contributed the least to it. A culture of polarization that replaces dialogue with hatred. And yet, the core struggle remains the same. The struggle to be seen as fully human. The creed, we have not yet lived. This nation was built on a powerful promise. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. But today we must say this truth out loud. That promise was incomplete, because equality must include women. It must include people of every race, religion, and origin. It must include people of every ability, orientation, and identity. Equality delayed is equality denied. The dream, still alive. And yet, despite everything, I still have a dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will embrace equality, not as a slogan, but as a way of life. I have a dream that the sons and daughters of formerly enslaved people and the sons and daughters of former enslavers will sit together, not in guilt or blame, but in shared humanity. I have a dream that descendants of immigrants and indigenous peoples, people of every faith and of no faith, will share the same table of dignity. From heat to oasis, I have a dream that states now burning with division will be transformed into oases of fairness and opportunity, that communities fractured by injustice will become communities healed by justice, that anger will give way to understanding, that fear will give way to courage. Our children deserve better. I have a dream that our children will grow up in a nation where they are not judged by the color of their skin, not by their gender, not by their zip code, not by whom they love, but by the content of their character and the strength of their contributions. A nation where no child's future is decided before they can dream. A shared future. I have a dream that in cities and towns across this land, little black boys and black girls will join hands with little white boys and white girls, with Latino, Asian, indigenous, and immigrant children, as sisters and brothers in a shared future, not separated by walls, but united by purpose. Faith that moves mountains. With this faith, we can carve a stone of hope from the mountain of despair. With this faith, we can transform the chaos of division into a symphony of unity. With this faith, we will work together, vote together, advocate together, stand together. Because we are bound together in what affects one, affects all. The day freedom rings. And when this happens, we will hasten the day when all of God's children, black and white, Jew and Gentile, Protestant and Catholic, Muslim and Hindu, citizen and newcomer, will join hands and sing, "Free at last, free at last." Thank God Almighty we are free at last. Let freedom ring from the hills of New Hampshire to the mountains of New York, from Pennsylvania's Alleghenies to the Rockies of Colorado, From California's slopes to Georgia's red hills, from every mountainside, from every city, from every community. Conclusion: the dream is our responsibility. This dream does not belong to the past. It belongs to us. Freedom is not inherited, it is protected. Justice is not automatic, it is defended. Equality is not promised, it is practiced. Until freedom is real for everyone, it is real for no one. And when we finally choose to live this truth, this nation will truly become the land of the free and the home of the brave. For everyone,